to understand. That is the learning outcome. Maybe I as a teacher planned a lesson and I expected that my students will be able to know what is art sharing clearly and completely, but they cannot because maybe I did not bring into practice. So I will be very specific that my students understand what is art sharing at the level of governance and also the same when they are practicing it in class because in school also we have different bodies of governance. So very specifically they should be able to understand what is cost sharing. Measurable, definitely. When they are practicing it in their day-to-day life, like student council in school and class captains in class, if they are able to follow that, and I'll be teaching also in the same manner, giving examples that I am in a position to measure their learning capacity as a teacher. Attainable, definitely it is achievable. I will be able to achieve what I am teaching them. Relevant, the topic is very much relevant, and it will be seen that what the objective was, the outcome also is there or not. And many a time when we teach such topics in a practice method, in a presentation method, making the students active over there, classroom interactive, or I should say once again repeat, the teacher is passive and the students are active, the outcome is much better and greater. Whatever I expected as a teacher, the students will be learning only about the governance, but they also start practicing it well in their day-to-day life, in the school, in the class. Power is shared. They very well understand that if you are sharing power, you will be harmonious, you will be happier, and people will be satisfied, less of tension and problems will be there. That is the relevance. Time bound for this particular chapter, CBSE gives 10 to 11 classes. So definitely first 5 to 6 days will be taken in the assessments, in teaching, in the interaction, and the rest of the days will be used in presentation on this topic, where students will be divided into different groups of their choice, and they can make a presentation when they are showing the practice of archery. Actually, I have done that, so I can say it very well. In the country, that will be one in the school, at home also. So through presentation, they really understand very well what is art sharing and what are the benefits of art sharing. So definitely when we go for interactive and multidisciplinary teaching and learning, things turn smart and the outcome also is smart. Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Anybody from this table? Okay. So we just want to know that how in different subjects can we attain these smart outcomes? Please, I just ask you. For one history, I would like to say that the learning outcomes for context section is phonetic and correct formation of letters and numbers, which letter correspondence. Yes, first is talking about recognition of small and capital letters. At this stage, it's a must that children should differentiate between small letters and capital letters. And measurable, per letter we take 2 or 3 days to teach one single letter. And attainable, yes, apart from exception, we try to complete the 52 letters. And relevant, it is relevant because once they learn the correct formation and recognition, they can form the words and sentences and can enhance their vocabulary. Time bound, yes, our topic should be time bound. If the time is allotted and it is expected to complete the topic within its time frame, let's try to complete it. So we got an idea of not just the subjects that we teach, but also the other subjects. How can we try and check these, like whether our learning outcomes are passing through this smart gate or not? Now this is large cycle of assessment, LAAR.
Now, what does it stand for? The first is expected learning outcomes. What are your expected learning outcomes that you are expecting that the students will be able to achieve once you have dealt with the topic? The next is an aim. It stands for teaching learning strategy, which includes the activity that you will be carrying out in the classroom for the teaching transaction. The next A stands for assessment, the different methods that you will choose to assess the knowledge of the students. And the last alphabet R, it stands for reflective practices. To kind of introspect for both, introspection for both the students and the children, where we are going for teachers, both the teachers and the students, we are going to introspect and reflect whether the students on one hand will be thinking that where did I make mistakes, where could I have improved. On the other hand, the teachers will also know that okay, this is a particular topic where many of the students are making mistakes or something, and there's some problem with this particular topic, I need to take it up again, or I need to choose some different way to explain it to them. So this is a large cycle of assessment. Now again, it is unexpected things. So here unwanted things rather, I would say. So here is again due to the problem of the wrong handout that we received, and we are really sorry for the inconvenience teachers. So this is kind of a table that you can see, a division rather, which on one hand has expected learning outcomes, activity, assessment, and reflection. So it would have been really easy for all of you to just, if you would have been sitting in your subject-specific group. But again, कोई बात नहीं, हम खाना पीना खाने के बाद बताएंगे उसे. अभी जहाँ बैठे अभी जगह बनाते हैं खाने के लिए. So what you have to again do here is, what are your, you can again, this will be again subject wise, but here I would like to like the table which shows the specific subject earlier, like for example here I got from science. So now I would want you people to take up some other subject. Here math was taken, some other subjects, math there also, some other subjects. So whatever subject you had chosen earlier, please try to come up with other subjects now. And just one will be enough. Expected learning outcome from any topic. Activity, what you can do to, what activity can be carried out in class to teach that particular topic. Assessment, what will be your mode of assessment? How will you assess it? Say reading, test, or oral, or written, or project based, or activity based, whatever, however you want to carry it out. And reflection, how or like what are the things that can be done for the students to help, or what are the improvements that you would want to make in yourself for teaching that particular topic if the students have not been able to understand it. Just one particular, choose any one learning outcome and really think about the activity, assessment, and reflection. And this time, please choose another subject that you chose earlier. Any other topic or. And we would really encourage if you can come up with something out of the box. Some people will be really good. Okay, teachers, are you people ready? We shall do the discussion and we'll just quickly deal with the reflective points and then we go for the lunch. Okay, that should be our motivation. Okay.
A very good afternoon to one and all. So our subject is general knowledge, again from history only, and expected learning outcomes are community helpers. We deal with the topic known as community helpers, and activity is role play. They can get a dress in a dress like doctor, farmer, nurse, air hostess, and many other things. But assessment could be oral and written assessment. Oral could be through PowerPoint presentation. We can show the pictures and we can ask them questions in the audition. And then the next one is written assessment also could be done because it's good to check the spelling whether they are knowing the spelling of popular doctor or not. Then the reflection. And now in reflection, if our students are not able to recognize during oral assessment, our teacher will explain through different modes like story, flashcard, audio visual mode, or maybe a visit to mall, visit to market, or a visit to hospital. Thank you.
This can be really helpful. We'll just go in order so that nobody feels bad. Okay. Yes.
So, this is basically for geography and in both and occupation. So, it's about the river. अभी फिलहाल पूरे भारत में अगर आप रेडियो कभी सुनते हो या फिर सांस्कृतिक प्रोग्राम को देखते हैं तो जल यात्रा करके एक प्रोग्राम चला रही है जिसके तहत मैक्सिमम लोगों को जल यात्रा यानी कि देश के अंदर के इम्पोर्टेंट रिवर्स के बारे में जानना चाहिए एंड टू नो अबाउट देयर कल्चरल इंपॉर्टेंस, देयर रिलीजियस इंपॉर्टेंस, देयर इकोनॉमिक इंपॉर्टेंस एंड सो मेनी डिफरेंट अदर थिंग्स. तो क्लासरूम के अंदर हम लोग एक्सपेक्टेड लर्निंग आउटकम्स में रिवर्स को जानना, हिमालयन पेनिनसुलर्स को जानना, उनके बीच के डिफरेंस को समझना. And then activity through the role play also and through the chart paper that students बना के ला रहे हैं या लिख रहे हैं उसके ऊपर. And then assessment में हम लोग उसको डिस्कस कर रहे हैं क्लास के अंदर. हम लोग उससे पूछ रहे हैं उनके लेंस के बारे में, उनके कलर्स के बारे में. That Himalayan rivers they carry water from Himalayas, so their color is of grey or whitish color. But when they are coming from the peninsula, their color is reddish because तरह का स्ट्रक्चर क्रिएट करती हैं। हिमालयंस है तो वी शेप वैली, गॉर्जेस एंड कैनियंस बनाती हैं। साउथ की रिवर्स हैं तो वो यू शेप वैलीज हैं। देन रिफ्लेक्शन में कई बार बच्चों से भी क्वेश्चन लिया जा सकता है, उनके थ्रू क्वेश्चन भी लेते हैं हम लोग, या उनके क्वेश्चन से, क्योंकि कई बार क्या होता है एक बच्चा समझ रहा है दूसरा भी समझ रहा है, अगर एक बच्चा क्वेश्चन पूछता है तो 4 और बच्चे भी सीख जाते हैं। एटलीस्ट उसको आता नहीं है लेकिन बैठा होता है कॉन्फिडेंट कि हाँ मुझे भी आ रहा है, बट एक सवाल से 4 और बच्चों के अंदर ये लाइट जलेगी। तो रिफ्लेक्शन के लिए इनको भी यूज कर सकते हैं। एंड प्लस कुछ वर्क देके ताकि वो नेक्स्ट डे उसको रीइंफोर्स कर सके, ताकि घर पे कुछ करके ला सके। जैसे मणिपुर के लोकतक लेक के बारे में बताया, या कोई पर्टिकुलर रिवर के बारे में, जैसे Brahmaputra, that is known as a Sangpo, coming from Kailash Mansarovar, and when they are coming to India, and its name is Dihang, joined by a tributary, becomes Divang, and then again Brahmaputra. Brahmaputra reaching to the Bangladesh becomes Padma and Meghna, and finally reach the Bay of Bengal. So उस difference को भी समझ पाते हैं, culture और religious importance को भी। तो इन सारी चीजों को डिस्कस करके हम लोग उनके आउटपुट को बढ़ा सकते हैं। एंड द मोस्ट इम्पोर्टेंट, वीडियोस बहुत काम करती है, फोटोज बहुत काम करता है, खासकर तब जब आप ज्योग्राफी जैसे सब्जेक्ट पे काम करते हैं। थैंक यू।
Our subject is math. So we are teaching, like suppose we are teaching addition. So expected learning outcomes, like they learn to add. Activity, we can give them to count objects like classroom things, fan, table, or water bottles, tiffin boxes. And then reflection, if they are not able to, assessment, we can give them oral assessments to count the things that are there in the class, or show them some objects in the smart board or the sense board that's there. We can tell them to count. And then reflection, if they are not able to understand, we can tell them to use their fingers to count, or make lines like how we see. Lines, draw lines, and then
now this is related to economics. I am taking the first chapter, which will be regarding your factors of production. Now, regarding the learning of outcomes that we will be setting will be that students will be knowing about the production, consumption, and will be able to differentiate between consumer and a buyer. And of course, to understand the various requirements needed for the production and to differentiate between human capital and labor. The activity that will be given will be that students will be asked to give an example of production, buyer, and consumer. They will categorize two requirements into land, labor, physical capital, again bifurcated into working and fixed capital, and finally human capital. Assessment will be that if the student is saying that, for example, if I am taking an example of manufacturer of Dell laptops, then those manufacturers will be considered as producers. And if suppose, for example, if a person X is going to buy in the market for that Dell laptop, that is a buyer, not a consumer, because the consumer is the person who is actually going to use it. So these are the basic concepts which are generally mistaken by the students. And regarding the bifurcation of school requirements, the land will be the piece of earth crust that the school is using, that is the land piece, and the natural resources that is being used. Labor includes the staff, teachers, principal, vice principal, and any other people. Fixed capital will be the buildings and IITs and so many other, you can say, whatever which is used, which can be used for longer period of time. Working capital will be again your electricity, internet, money, etc. by the management. And human capital is the knowledge that will be used by the teachers and other staff to perform the activities. So if this is the answer by the students, then it's okay. And suppose if there is something wrong, then of course case studies based on primary, secondary, tertiary sector will be provided. And again it will be asked by the students to divide into various factors. So that the concept basically is clear. Thank you.
Now I will be dealing with the topic of science. The topic is after name is measurements and units. So now there are multiple outcomes are there, so I will just go with one. That is students explain the term measurement and unit. The activity that I will be using to explain this topic will be that I'll ask the students, we all will go to ground. In the ground we have poles, wall is there, right? Trees are there. So I'll ask them that you are not taking any of the scale or any measuring tape. Without using any of these, they will be given some bats, badminton rackets, wooden sticks, and they will have to just measure, not measure, they will have to compare the height of that tree, that wall, that pole using those objects. And their answers will be like, now, the height of this tree is 4 6, 3 badmintons, maybe 2 bats, depending upon the object. So ultimately they will come to the point that they need something, standard. So the concept standard unit will be introduced. And for the assessment part, I'm not going details, for the assessment part, we will ask students to measure, for example, the dimension of the table, of their study table using metric units like centimeter, meter, millimeter. And for example, if the student is unable to use this or understand this topic, we will again, I will just talk about reflection, sarcastic way. For example, if this is topic of class 6, तो बोलेंगे बेटा तुम वापस से क्लास 5 में पढ़ के आओ, ठीक है? ये एक sarcastic reflection हो गया, लेकिन हम seriously बात करें, so ask the students, we will again go to ground. We will deal with the students individually at a more deeper level, at a more individual level, in order to explain this concept to have a firm foundation. Thank you.
मैं हिंदी से हिंदी सब्जेक्ट में बोल रही हूँ। जैसे कि मैंने कल लिखना बच्चों को सिखाया, विधि बताई, उसका ढंग बताया, और वो पत्र लिखना सीखेगा। सीखने के बाद जब वो एक्टिविटी में आएगा तो अपनी जिंदगी में जब वो अगर कभी स्टूडेंट है तो उसको एप्लीकेशन लिखना है तो ध्यान को सीखा होगा तो जरूर लिखेगा। और अगर बिजनेस में है, बड़े ऊंचे पद पर है तो अपने कर्मचारी को नोटिस देने के लिए उसके काम आएंगे, और ईमेल वगैरह में उसको डालने के काम आएंगे। और अगर बिजनेस में आ जाए तो उसको 2 तरह से औपचारिक और अनौपचारिक रूप से पत्र दे सकते हैं। और लास्ट में अगर सब विधि से भी उसने नहीं सीखा, तरीके से नहीं किया, तो फिर वो आज के टाइम में तो बच्चे बहुत ज्यादा व्हाट्सएप से जुड़े हुए हैं, तो व्हाट्सएप के द्वारा उनको बताएंगे कि अगर जो आपने सही तरीके से सीखा है तो वो जो लिखे हुए ढंग को व्हाट्सएप पर बिल्कुल आप प्रयोग कर सकते हैं। Our topic is the same in English, letter writing. The expected learning outcomes will be to improve the communication skills of the students as well as their social and handwriting skills. In activity, we can start not exactly with the letter writing. We can start with the communication, the topic communication, and we can give them few formal and informal sentences on the interactive panel or on the board, and we can ask them to differentiate which is formal language and which is informal language, and then the students can later, when they frame the letter, they can use those communication in their letters. They will learn where to use the formal language and where to use the informal language. Because what I have observed when even I teach in 9, the students there, even when they are writing a formal letter, they are still yet in 9, they are not familiar with the language they have to use in a formal letter. Many times I have seen they are also using their WhatsApp language there, they are writing. And very shocking to see that in greeting 9, there they are using this language there. So that we can do in activity, and in reflection, that's what they will differentiate between the formal and informal letters, how to write any topic given, and whether, suppose you are writing a letter to the principal, then whether it is a formal letter or informal letter, and how to write it with a strict format and all. And in assessment, we can ask them to begin with a very base, like, you yourself select a letter to be written, whether you want to write it to your friends or relative or to the principal or to the class teacher or any other higher authority. And then when they write, they understand the letter I have written is a formal letter and what kind of language I have to use here or which format I have to use here, whether formal or informal. Thank you.
Thank you so much, teachers, and especially a thanks, Shweta ma'am, for telling me of ways in which letter writing can be dealt with. Like, I really find it difficult to teach the students the way a formal letter should be written, where they need to request the principal for granting them leave. Instead of requesting, they are like, मैं जा रही हूँ इतने दिन के लिए, मैं बीमार हूँ, खत्म. What they do is they inform the principal instead of seeking for the leave.
I would like to share an incident that happened while I was teaching in standard 10. Recently, the children needed a fan in their class, in the middle of the. The moment I entered the class, they asked that, ma'am, we want a fan here and we want to request brother for having a fan. I said, you brother already stands there in the assembly ground. You can go and have a talk to him. They said, no, ma'am, we will not go to brother directly. Then you can use some other mode of communication. Then they said, ma'am, we want to write a letter and we want to give it to him. I said, better write it. In my class, only use it. You write it. They wrote, and I myself felt very shameful when they wrote the letter to brother. It looked as if they wrote a letter not to brother, to bro. It was very funny also reading that letter where they wrote, in the second paragraph they wrote, where we generally teach them, therefore I urge before you or I request you, they wrote, can you put a fan there? We are in need of it, very honest, and as soon as possible there should be a fan in the letter. And I was shocked to read the letter, and I took 2 periods to teach them the letter to the editor I was teaching in that moment. I stopped and I started teaching them how to write a letter to the principal. I took 2 periods. Then after that they wrote the final letter. They showed me, ma'am, now is it correct? Please check our vocabulary. I said, sorry, I will not. Please hand it over for the principal. He should also know what kind of letters you write to him. Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Yeah, even I have to, like, when I'm dealing with the letter writing and formal letter, I tell it to the students. देखो रिश्तेदार नहीं लगते हैं हमारे, हमें उससे आज्ञा लेनी है, उन्हें बताना नहीं है. There should be like a request कि please मुझे छुट्टी दे, चलो मेरे को छुट्टी चाहिए. No, that is not how our tone should be. Our tone should be of requesting. So when towards the end, you should be rather writing, so I humbly request you to kindly grant me leave for development today or whatever. So, thank you, Shweta ma'am, for like this can be really taken up in class. And to the other teachers as well, like we got to know the different methods. How can we take up the assessment? What are the different activities that we can incorporate in our class during the teaching? And of course, when the learning is not attained, what can be the reflective measures or what can be our measures that we can take so that the learning definitely takes place? Important points to remember. Every activity should have an assessing tool. Assessing tool, that means whatever activity you have planned, you should be able to assess that. And when I say you should be able to assess that, the first thing is you should definitely be assessing it. ऐसा नहीं है, like for example ऐसा होता है कि हम बच्चे से प्रोजेक्ट बनवा के छोड़ देते हैं, उसको फाइल अप होके पड़े रहते हैं. बच्चे भी सोचते हैं हमने मेहनत से इतना प्रोजेक्ट बनाया और what is happening to our project. So definitely there should be some criteria that should be made. Say for example, how is the cover page made? How creatively have they written it? What kind of content have they chosen it? How original their work is, or have they copied it entirely from internet or from somewhere else? So it should have an assessing tool. Do not forget to keep evidence of activity. At this time, it's very much required. So that later on when students come and ask कि मैम आपने मेरे को हर जगह तो A+ दे रखा था, फिर मेरे इतने कम मार्क्स क्यों आ गए? मेरे को इसमें इतने कम मार्क्स क्यों मिले? So that we have an evidence to show to the child, okay बेटा, this is where you were lagging. Now we cannot just simply orally say तुमने उस दिन क्लास में मैंने ये एक्टिविटी कराई थी, you did not participate, or I had asked you to make a project, तुम्हारा project अच्छा नहीं था, and so like this. We cannot say it activity, we should have assessed it beforehand so that when asked afterwards for the evidence की हाँ मेरे को किस basis पे ये marks मिले, I can show it to the child that this is where you lack and so you have lost your marks here. The assessment parameters should be discussed with the students when the activity is given. Of course, it should be made clear to the students that these are the criteria on which you will be judged, on which your activity will be judged. This is the last, yeah. Documents for assessment. These are some suggested documents for assessment. Assessment of activities. There are two things which come under it: record of assessment, rubric. Like say for example, if we talk about our RTT graded files that we have asked the students to make. That particular file is a record of assessment. Rubric, the criteria which we divide or the criteria that we make to allot the marks for that particular assignment or that activity or that project that the students have made. Say for example, as I just mentioned, neatness, originality, creativity, content, all these things. These are the rubrics. Other evidence may include photographs, project files, PPTs, models, charts, map work, videos. The report of the activity. The report of the activity, how an activity, the report of the activity should be prepared. Introduction, definitely objective. It should be specified that what that activity or through that activity, what are the outcomes that they are going to attain. Preparation, how is it supposed to be prepared and what form. Students' participation and the procedure should be specified so that the students know how it has to be carried out. With this, we end with our session and we disperse for the break, lunch break, and we meet in at 2:30. Also, teachers, I would like to inform you that tomorrow we'll be starting our session at 7. So that we can finish early. A request to all the teachers here. We'll be starting early so that we can disperse early. And my early brother would
12:45 will be the lunch, then we can leave.
So it's weekend, so brother is allowing us to enjoy our weekend. So let's take this opportunity.
आज आप खाएंगे तो रोनी भैया तभी हम लोग खाएंगे। हाँ रोनी भैया खाएंगे तभी हम लोग खाएंगे। चलो
इनका भी रखा है हम छोटी लटका के बैठे इसके
तो फिर नाम के हाथ में पता है एक बार नाम मत बोलिए वो फेवरेट है और पिछली बार हम दो और कितना
पकौड़ा बनाते
हर बार मुझे पकौड़ा नहीं लाई है तो बोले लगता ना वो बनाती है
लेकिन मेरे घर जाकर तो गंदा बन जाता है बैटर करेगा बैटर में टेस्ट भी खराब हो जाता है तो पेशेंस चाहिए हाँ तेज आंच पे एक ही बार बोला तो
लेकिन यार वो आपके ड्रेस सेंस के साथ मैं माइंड मतलब जब भी मैं आज लेकिन आज हाँ अब इसलिए बोले आउटस्टैंडिंग सबसे डिफरेंट मतलब नोबडी इन दिस स्कूल कैन बीट यू मेकअप का ड्रेस भी काफी है आप जो मेकअप वो चीज है और हमको नहीं लगता कि हम आज से किसी भी फंक्शन में पूरी चीजें आपको रोटी नहीं है हम आज इससे कुछ नहीं ले सकते
वो लोग तो हम साड़ी देखते हैं कभी देखते हैं
वो शौक भी आपको दिखता
हमको भी सब समझ आ रहा हम भी बंगाली सीख लिए सब सुनाई दिया तो सब क्या बात की
नहीं भी बहुत आसान है उसका एक बार बंगाली समझ जाओगी तो ऐसा नहीं समझने लगोगी बंगाली समझ जाओगी तो उड़िया समझने लगोगी एक्चुअली हम लोग जो बोलते हैं दैट इज नॉट प्योर जब हम लोग बंगाल जाते हैं ना तो पीपल दे मेक फन ये बिहारी एक्सेंट बिहार वाला एक्सेंट में बंगाली मत बोलो दो आई ट्राई माय बेस्ट कि जो प्योर लैंग्वेज है मैं उसी को बोलूं बट एक टुडे डे एटा पूरे एक्चुअली ये नहीं है प्योर तो
मैं कहूँ एक्चुअली जो है बहुत और वो बहुत स्वीट लगता है। अभी वो हाथ लगा ही नहीं आता हिंदी में बोलने मतलब कितना भी हाथ में तो भी हाथ से होता है और बहुत ही स्वीट लैंग्वेज।
और बंगाली में मैम प्लेस टू प्लेस भी डिफर करती है। दोज हु आर फ्रॉम वेस्ट बंगाल 24 फॉर्मूला वो थोड़ा उनका थोड़ा और ड्रैग होता है वो उनका टोन। तो दोज हु आर फ्रॉम ईस्ट बंगाल दे स्पीक डिफरेंट बंगाल। तो और जो वेस्ट का है उनका डिफरेंट होता है। So with their language, you can easily differentiate that these people are from East Bengal if you have the knowledge of that language, that these people are from West Bengal. हम लोग जैसे बोल रहे हैं आज हमें कद्दू सब्जी बनी थी, सब्जी कद्दू ये सब नहीं होता है। तो हम लोग ऐसे बोलचाल में बोल देते रहे आज हमने कद्दू सब्जी बनी थी, बट वहाँ जाके ना तो एक सॉस भी बनी थी। हाँ, we eat everything, even water also. जॉल हाँ मेरे मॉर्निंग एक्चुअली मैं मॉर्निंग में हैवी ब्रेकफास्ट करके आई थी, फिर तुम्हारा पराठा खाया और तो
आप पहले बताइए कि आप मेंटेन खुद को फिगर आप कैसे करती है ये दिक्कत
नहीं बहुत हार्ड वर्क करती है। इट्स नॉट इजी या आसान नहीं है।
जब मैंने बहुत सारी फिल्म है कि मैम एकदम वो वेजिटेबल्स भी वो खाती है घर का ठीक है
इसके लिए बहुत मेहनत करना। हाँ अभी तो नया सीख रहे हैं कि ब्रेड ग्रीन सब को डिफरेंट करें एक्चुअली स्टार्ट योर डे विद ग्रीन चाय वाय मत लीजिए पहले मैं भी दिया ग्रीन लेना चाहिए और रात को भी सोने से पहले आई डोंट थिंक अभी लंच करेंगे उसके बाद
या वेजिटेबल्स
अभी जैसे लंच के बाद मैं कुछ ले लेती हूँ एक काढ़ा में लौंग इलायची दालचीनी और एक अलचूल का बाम तो अच्छा होता है काफी। वो लेने के बाद मैं रात को सोने से पहले वो ले लेती हूँ। अगर भूख लगती है तो ऐसा तो नहीं कि अपने आप कुछ चलो ना लग जाते हैं लेकिन हाँ ऐसा भी नहीं है कोई चीज खाना है तो चलो बट इट्स नॉट इजी मैम। एक वर्किंग लेडी के लिए वो जो करती है वो आता है मुझे मैं जानती हूँ बहुत मुश्किल जिमिंग कीजिए एक्सरसाइज तो आजकल मैं योगा करती हूँ बहुत अच्छा
वो तो आप ही है
नहीं मैं 1 ईयर से मैं की थी एक्सरसाइज करके मैंने खुद को बहुत रिड्यूस किया बट लास्ट मेरे को लगता है क्या नवंबर दिसंबर के बाद
इनका उनको जरूर पता चले इनका बेटा है हमारे साथ को भी छोटा बच्चा बोला तो प्राइवेट पॉइंट मेरे जितना बड़ा बेटा है
हाँ देवा क्लास में नहीं मैं जो श्वेता घर में ऐसा हुआ ना मेरे को लास्ट 25 वीक का ही खाया जो खाना बना है घी का बना है लेकिन अभी तक आपको नहीं मैं ठीक हूँ मैं फील कर देती हूँ मैं ठीक हूँ मैं फील कर देती हूँ क्योंकि मैंने अपने बेसिस को खुद कम किया था अब मुझे धीरे धीरे यूज करना मुझे लग रहा है लेकिन अब धीरे धीरे सब कुछ लेकिन आप जिमिंग कम होते गप ज्यादा होता है और वो भी ऐसा गप होता है ना यू विल नॉट एंजॉय तो इसीलिए अदरवाइज ऑप्शन कर देते सब बंद हो गया है वॉक लोग अपना करेंगे
Good afternoon.
हम लोग का ऐसा था 1.5 घंटा में आई सॉर्ट आउट हो सकता नहीं एक और है वो पहले तो वो आकांक्षा बन गई मृणाली में तो बाद में बैठ गए कहाँ ले गए अपॉइंटमेंट very particular about using
I use only her like craft that craft motion.
and like we also practice and we come here.
You can see her face. ये वाला ज़्यादा अच्छा है इसी का ज़्यादा
वहाँ पे भी आज नॉर्मल चेयर्स लगा वहाँ पे बैठने में आराम नहीं लगता वैसे क्या बोलती है बैठे बैठे तो कौन से नहीं और डेट वही लगा हुआ ऊपर से देखिएगा तो कोई बड़ा आफ्टर तो मेरे क्लास में अभी
For review purpose, please stay previous. Okay.
Assessment, data, formative, summative, interim, diagnostic, with all the different vocabulary associated with assessment. It's enough to make your head hurt. As an educator, you understand how important data can be to making informed decisions. So where do you get that data? What types of assessments are used for which decisions? Let's explore the different types of assessments and how the data collected can be used to help improve student achievement. Michigan educators understand that there are many forms of assessment. 6 types are often identified and used by Michigan educators: summative, formative, interim or benchmark, universal screener, diagnostic, and progress monitoring. A summative assessment is an assessment of learning and provides a snapshot of what a student knows at a particular point in time. Summative assessments gauge student performance against a defined set of content standards and assign a grade or proficiency level. At the district level, summative assessments are usually used to evaluate student learning at the end of a specific time period, such as a unit, semester, course, or school year. These assessments should validate what you know through other assessments. Data from district summative assessments should be used at the district level. Statewide summative assessments, including MSTEP and the Michigan Merit Exam, are mandated by the state or federal legislation. They provide academic performance information to the Michigan Department of Education about the local districts for accountability purposes, as well as to the residents of the state. Standard information obtained from state summative assessments includes student level proficiency, which can be aggregated to the building, district, ISD, and state levels, as well as subgroup achievement. Buildings and districts can also compare themselves to other buildings and districts across the state and to overall state performance. Summative assessment results can be used to make district-level decisions on programming. Although summative assessments are usually considered high-stakes tests and often gain the most publicity, the formative assessment process is more important from a day-to-day perspective and significantly impacts student achievement when used correctly. The formative assessment process acts as an assessment for learning. Educators use the results to inform instruction. Examples of effective formative assessment tools include, but are not limited to, observational and anecdotal practices, questioning, exit slips, discussion, peer and self-assessment strategies, and kinesthetic assessment. Formative assessment data provides direct information to the teacher about learning at the student level and can be used to design the learning pathway. An interim assessment, also known as a benchmark assessment, evaluates student knowledge and skills relative to a specific set of academic goals within a specific time frame. They are used to see if learners are on track to perform well on the summative assessment. A district may also give a common benchmark assessment that includes several chapters or units in a certain grade or subject at the end of a the marking period. Interim data can provide information on courses, content, and programming at the building and classroom level. Another kind of assessment is a universal screener. Universal screeners address a specific skill or ability, sensory, behavioral, developmental, and/or academic, that is predictive of a later outcome. Screeners are often low cost, quick and easy to administer and score, repeatable and administered to all students at least 3 times per academic calendar year. They also provide identification of students who may need additional diagnostic assessment or intervention. They should be reliable and valid, that is, the assessment should have undergone psychometric analyses. Diagnostic assessments are another type of assessment. Typically, educators only administer these assessments to selected students to determine the cause for a student's performance by identifying strengths and gaps in student skills, ability, and knowledge. They use the data provided from these assessments to plan, modify, and differentiate instruction and intervention. Finally, the last type of assessment we will cover is progress monitoring. Progress monitoring regularly and frequently assesses students in specific areas. It informs instruction and the selection of interventions for the needs of an entire class, a small group, or an individual student working toward a specific goal. If the students have not yet met the goal, an educator determines adjustments in curriculum, instruction, or environment. Curriculum-based measurement, or CBM for short, is one type of progress monitoring. Whew! In a little over 6 minutes, we've covered summative, formative, interim, or benchmark, universal screeners, diagnostic assessment, and progress monitoring. It is important to know about all of them so you can select the correct type of assessment to get appropriate and accurate data for your needs. Think about the assessments you used in your classroom in the last marking period, so that you saw others using. Did your use of the data align with the intended purpose of each type of assessment? Take a minute to jot down some notes about an assessment type you plan to incorporate into your instructional practice.
Assalamu alaikum everyone. Today in this class will related to the defined objectives are both. It is actually one of the way process in which we get information. Now what kind of information? Is basically measurement or ability, because that ability, that information helps to make an informed decision. It is also a process of collecting evidence to make informed decisions. In a systematic process of collecting and arranging, enhancing, and interpreting instruments of getting the for making the decision regarding the holistic development system. So again, it's a whole process, and you will be collect in the form of assignment, in the form of test, in the form of quiz. And then we analyze and interpret the academic action, whether this one is there was sufficient score, sufficient ability to move to the next grade or not. Again, for the holistic development of the set. So not only for the ability, but also is
You have seen this video, previous video, right? So, I
ठीक है ना 3C1 में and fill the handout के बारे में डिस्कस करेंगे पोर्टफोलियो के बारे में you know the portfolio already मैम has discussed about it portfolio के बारे में मैंने बताया अच्छी तरह से बताया portfolio होना चाहिए कि आप जो भी टॉपिक दे रहे हो ठीक है उसका किस बेसिस पे दे रहे हो क्यों दे रहे हो उसके बारे में जानना होना चाहिए कि पोर्टफोलियो क्यों दे रहे हो ठीक है फॉर एग्जांपल रिटन वर्क एट अ डिफरेंट स्टेज ऑफ डेवलपमेंट जैसे स्टोरी लेटर पोएट्री प्रोजेक्ट वर्क इन साइंस हिस्ट्री और ज्योग्राफी आप इसको नोट डाउन भी कर सकते हैं इस चीज को कि आप क्या क्या चीज दे सकते हैं written work different stages of different development like story, lecture, poetry. In English, project work in science, history, or geography. What sample in visual art, painting, another example, chart or diagram. Photographs of the learners, participants in a physical education. Photograph of learners participation in a physical education, dance, drama, activity, providing insight into the child emotional, social and psychological aspects of development. Audio video recording, self-assessment C, peer assessment C, parent assessment C. मैम कुछ कहना है? What to say? Please write down this point because it is a related activity. That's why you have to write this point.
शीट लीजिए, ठीक है। Yeah, click the photo. So the portfolio's content depends on the portfolio's purpose. उसका purpose क्या है content का, ठीक है? तो उस पे depend करता है portfolio पे, ठीक है? The teacher decides on the purpose of the portfolio before being to use it. Example of purpose might be to show improvement in the learners, work to show so to show a range of work, to show a learner's strength and interest, or to show their best work. उन्होंने क्या किया है पूरे साल में? They have to include on that in their portfolio and they have to make और उसके लिए टाइम चाहिए, ठीक है? उसके लिए टाइम देना होता है ताकि वो बहुत अच्छे से उस चीज को क्रिएट कर सके पोर्टफोलियो को, राइट? मैम एक बार फिर से आप उस चीज को पोर्टफोलियो के बारे में बताइए क्योंकि मुझे बहुत अच्छा लगा सपोर्ट एक्टिविटी, प्लीज। I'm sorry, I did not listen to the question. I was thinking something else right now regarding portfolio only. I was just recalling the first task I gave to my class 11 students to put in their portfolio. I wanted to teach them passive voice because they were not knowing much about it. So I just told them that you take a hobby of yours. It can be kitchen work, it can be like your washing clothes. And I told them go back to your class 10 when you used to do experiments in the lab. So different thing was I just told them, okay, if you're in the kitchen or if you're gardening or doing anything, click a picture of yours in school uniform and paste it and just put it in lines. Don't go for a paragraph, just write 10 lines in passive voice. So the students were happy getting their photographs clicked and pasting it and writing it. So that became the first sheet of the portfolio for me. Second, if I remember, Rashi is in her class, I told the students to create something best out of waste, if I'm not forgetting. And they were supposed to put it on the table and talk about it. Like how did they make and what waste did they collect. And that was a speaking class and for 3 minutes every child had to speak. That was recorded and even photographs were clicked and that became one of the pages. So these two things I remember I got done for English. Social science, a lot of things are there, quiz is there, presentation, role plays, Kaun Banega Crorepati new style of quiz which students really like going into and the teacher performance I've already mentioned that. So all these things, besides this, if a child participates in any of the co-curricular activities of the school, like a child is there in sports or dance or the achievements. So what we tell the children, you paste your picture as a performer and you write about it. You can just put up a report or you write your experience. The students who do not participate, like suppose if there was a science exhibition, the students who are not participating, they once again go around clicking pictures, making a report on that, and they put it in their portfolio. So portfolio basically talks about the child's talent and the achievement. And once again, if we start flipping the pages right from front to back, we will see how the child progresses. As a social science teacher, I check what the child has learned throughout, how the child has improved or progressed, both in learning and presentation. And language teacher, definitely, how the language has improved. So that is what I do, a simple thing, and that becomes a portfolio. And I repeat it, students work stage-wise. It's not like a weekend work or overnight they are supposed to remain awake. At most of the time they do it. So most of the time it is a classroom work, class plus homework, so that they take interest and it is not a burden to them. That is all what I do as portfolio. Thank you.
From morning as just voting that so many subjects are there. कुछ सब्जेक्ट का तो जिक्र हुआ, कुछ सब्जेक्ट का जिक्र नहीं हुआ है. Computer teachers, any computer teachers there? Sir. Sir. अगर पोर्टफोलियो बनाने को अगर दिया जाए, कैसे आप डिसाइड करेंगे?
Computer science in this subject, student will design their portfolio very easily. And actually in this subject it is very interesting to make the portfolio. So it depends upon the student class, in which class the student is studying. So as per the CBSE prescribed syllabus, suppose the student is studying in class 6 to 8. In this case, they are having their own software in which they have to work. And in plus 2 section, they are having their own software in which they have to work. So, computer students design their portfolio very easily. From the very first day, we can give them some assignment, and we can assign small tasks from the very beginning on daily basis, and they can add it like a project file, and at last, at the end of the year, they can submit the file to the school. How to create the software. So they create the software and go from the school and the software. Basically, our school it's an integrated project. हम लोग 5 बच्चों को एक साथ एक प्रोजेक्ट देते हैं जिसमें उनको अलग अलग सब्जेक्ट बता देते हैं और वो कंबाइन करते हैं. एक बच्चा मैथ्स के लिए पार्टिसिपेट करेगा, एक फिजिक्स के लिए, ज्योग्राफी के लिए. सपोज एक प्रोजेक्ट का कोई हेडिंग है, मान लीजिए हिमालय में है, तो हिमालय में ज्योग्राफी कैसे आएगा, हिमालय के हाइट पे मैथ्स कैसे आएगा, हिमालय के बनने में केमिस्ट्री और फिजिक्स कैसे आएगा, हिमालय के एरिया में रहने वाले लोगों का सोशल और कल्चरल एक्टिविटी से उनकी लोकल जो फेस्टिवल तो चीजें डिजाइन होती है वो कैसे आती है, फिर हमारी फूडिंग हैबिट्स हिमालय के कारण कैसे चेंज हो सकती हैं, फिर उन रिवर्स का क्या रोल है जो हिमालयन एरिया से आती हैं. इस तरह से एक इंटीग्रेटेड प्रोजेक्ट होता है. अब जैसे हिमालयन रीजन में रहने वाले लोग हैं तो वो सिविक्स या इकोनॉमी को कैसे देखते हैं, उनकी इकोनॉमिक एक्टिविटी अलग है. मैदानों में रहने वाले जो प्लेन एरियाज में लोग हैं उनकी इकोनॉमिक एक्टिविटीज अलग है. तो ऑल द सब्जेक्ट्स आर कोरिलेटेड. बेसिकली जो लोग ग्रेजुएशन में कॉलेजेस में हो गया प्लस 2 जो पढ़ाते हैं उनको एक पेपर आता है थॉट्स पढ़ने के लिए, जिसमें बेसिकली ये बताया जाता है सब्जेक्ट का पूरा एरिया कि जितना आप पढ़ते हो वो बहुत छोटा सा पार्ट है, पूरा सब्जेक्ट बहुत बड़ा है और हर सब्जेक्ट दूसरे से जुड़ा हुआ है. जैसे बीइंग इन ज्योग्राफी का मैं बताऊं तो सबसे पहले हमें ऐसा लगता है कि दुनिया में किस सब्जेक्ट की शुरुआत हुई. अगर आप बच्चे से पूछेंगे तो बच्चा शायद ना बता पाए. सबसे पहले हिस्ट्री, पॉलिटिकल साइंस और ज्योग्राफी है. लेकिन ज्योग्राफी एज ए सब्जेक्ट 1950 के बाद इंडिया में आया और वर्ल्ड वाइड पूरी दुनिया में ज्योग्राफी है तो, लेकिन वो हिस्ट्री और पॉल साइंस में पढ़ाया जाता था। अलग से हिस्ट्री ज्योग्राफी पढ़ाई नहीं जाती थी, क्योंकि किसी भी देश पर अटैक करने के लिए, किसी देश को जीतने के लिए वहाँ की ज्योग्राफी, वहाँ का पॉलिटिक्स और वहाँ की हिस्ट्री, ये 3 चीज जानना जरूरी है। और ऑब्वियस है कि कोई इंसान अगर उस कंट्री में जाकर अटैक करेगा तो फिजिक्स भी लगाएगा, ऑब्वियस है उसके बाद केमिकल वेपन्स भी होने चाहिए, केमिस्ट्री भी लगाएगा, ऑब्वियस है वहाँ पर और बायोलॉजिकल चीजें क्या होनी चाहिए। क्या हम जहाँ अटैक करने, जैसे इंडिया की बात करें, अगर इंडिया से सिकंदर लौट गया तो उसका कारण इंडिया में होने वाली बरसात और मच्छर थे। तो ये बड़ा फैक्टर था, क्योंकि वो हमारे नहीं रह सकते थे। जैसे नादिर शाह इंडिया को 17 बार लूटने आया, तो उनमें एक बड़ा फैक्टर था कि जब वो लूटने आता था तब महीना होता था नवंबर का, दिसंबर का, और जब वो लूट के चला जाता था तो वो महीना होता था मई का और जून का। वो बरसात के टाइम में इंडिया में नहीं रह सकते। So this is the fact that अगर हम बच्चों को ये बताते हैं कि कैसे हर सब्जेक्ट दूसरे से रिलेटेड है, आप ये जानोगे तो ही आप अपनी इकोनॉमी के बारे में या किसी चीज के बारे में ग्रो करा सकते हो। तो पोर्टफोलियो में बच्चों को बेसिकली हम लोग इंटीग्रेटेड ज्यादा करवाते हैं करने का, ठीक है, एज टेक्निकल उनको पूरा नहीं पता उस चीज के बारे में, लेकिन करते तो ये भी है, कर वो भी रहे हैं और हम सब क्या रहे हैं, क्योंकि बेसिकली जो 2 ब्रांच टीचर हैं, या जैसे हम लोग जो भी ज्योग्राफी के या सोशल साइंस में खास लैंग्वेज वाले, वो लोग इसको ज्यादा फोकस करके बनवाते हैं और वो उन टीचरों को भी इंटीग्रेट कराते हैं। हमारे एक फाइन आर्ट के टीचर है, सर भी फाइन आर्ट के यहाँ दूसरे स्कूल से, हमारे यहाँ फाइन आर्ट के टीचर भी इस चीज को लेके आते हैं। जैसे अभी हम लोग को मणिपुर, केरला और दूसरे स्टेट्स को इंटीग्रेट करके पढ़ाने के लिए दिया गया, तो हम लोग उनको बताया कि तुम देखो कि वहाँ कौन सा पहाड़ है, वहाँ की हिस्ट्री क्या है, वहाँ की इकोनॉमिक्स क्या है, वहाँ की इकोनॉमी क्या है, लोग बेसिकली कौन से एक्ट परफॉर्म करते हैं। तो ये आप अपने पोर्टफोलियो में डाल सकते हैं। तो ये इंटीग्रेटेड प्रोजेक्ट हो गया और इंटीग्रेटेड पोर्टफोलियो भी हो गया। थैंक यू।
इसका पोर्टफोलियो बहुत बड़ा अच्छा था। अगर आप लोग ऐसे कराएंगे तो ये होगा कि सारे सब्जेक्ट में इंटरेस्ट लेंगे बच्चे, राइट। और कोई एनीबॉडी कुछ अलग था आप लोग? सर कोई आइडिया? सर वी आर नॉट गिविंग जजमेंट, अरे कुछ तो बताइए सर, बता कोशिश करें सर, क्या दे सकते हैं तो?
क्या दे सकते हैं?
क्या क्या तो जैसे सर ने बताया इंटीग्रेशन करके हम लोग दे सकते हैं, ठीक। कुछ टॉपिक ऐसा बताए जो कि हम लोग
कोई जरूरी नहीं है कि अगर हम किसी पर्टिकुलर सब्जेक्ट को हम पढ़ा रहे हैं उसी सब्जेक्ट के बारे में बात करें। अगर हम साइंस पढ़ा रहे हैं तो हमारे लिविंग जो हाई स्टैंडर्ड में नहीं पढ़ाया जाता है, बट हाइजीनिक कितना होना चाहिए साइंस के लेवल में, लाइफ प्रैक्टिकल से, लाइफ से जनरेट, लाइफ से जोड़ करके भी दिया जाता है, उस तरीके से भी।
Now let us see hand definition. See the definition? A portfolio is a living and changing collection of a records that reflect that a complacent skills, experiences, and the attributes. It highlights and showcases sample of some of the past work along with the life experience, value, and achievement. Portfolio shows the cumulative efforts and learning of a particular student over time. They offer valuable information about the student's improvement and skill mystery along with the student's reflections that the data provides valuable information about how each student learns and what is important to him or her in the learning process and understood by the teacher. तो पोर्टफोलियो में जो है, you can see the definition. मतलब definition है कि सर ने भी बताया, मैम ने भी बताया, सर ने भी बताया, ठीक है। तो अगर हम सबको इंक्लूड करते हैं तो we can give the best to the student and they also do the best in their portfolio, right? अब मुझे नहीं लगता है कि इसको पूरा डिफाइन करने की जरूरत है। Yes, dear teachers, I know it's human tendency, and I do not blame any of you sitting here for getting bored with such heavy, I would say rather, it's not rather content. I know it gets heavy to digest. You already have so much of food inside your stomach to digest. This is getting too much and excessive. I know. Okay, let's do a quick activity. Rather than calling it an activity, it's just have you heard of raindrop clapping? Okay. It's a okay. Huh? It's okay to see that. Okay. So let's do it in the first clip we want balance over life because it's very important clean outside. Okay. Okay, so I'll start like fingers, like one finger, two fingers, three finger, four finger, and complete clap. Okay? So, campus is out on the party when this brother comes with the message out there, the classes are suspended due to heavy rainfall tonight. Okay. Yes. So, we will start with one finger clap, okay? One, two, three, go. One finger clap. Two finger. Three finger. Four fingers. Heavy numbers. Okay. Okay, teachers. So, once again. और एक पार्टी ला देनी है ओके हाँ अच्छा ग्रेजुअली ओके कल के लिए होमवर्क है होमवर्क लिखिए to prepare a table of contents of the portfolio I'm just repeating क्या है बोरिंग सा ये है टॉपिक ही बोरिंग है prepare a table of contents prepare a table of contents of the portfolio must list में बनाओ list में yes this is the homework repeat now okay prepare a table of contents of the portfolio must in list में आपको prepare करना
अब वो मटेरियल आने वाला है, आ जाएगा। जब मटेरियल आता है आप लोग इस चीज को देख लीजिएगा, ठीक है? These are some sample portfolios here, which you see here. The students here have been listing the different activities that they have taken participation in. And here you can see the activities at school was a part of the French Day celebrations held at our school, was a part of the organizing committee at two theatre fest, Home Fest and Shakespeare Festival Proof. Came fourth in Fidelized Science Model Making Competition, came third in relay at the annual Senior Athletic Meet, was a part of the workshop organized by, yes, that might be some organization or institution or group of people maybe. Then here the slide has written about dance. I learned two forms of Western dance, salsa, Latin American and jazz. On 1st August 2011, we had a talent hunt show in which I participated and got a certificate of appreciation from the judges for my performance. Proof, that means this word proof over here, the person has attached the certificates and all in it. Okay, this is the one on maybe? Yeah. I don't know what is that. Like probably they are preparing something and this is in some other language it seems. Then the best student of class 9, the child was awarded and the child has written his experience or her experience about the same. Academic achievements. Here you can see in the month of August took part in the Green Olympiad initiated by Ministry of Environmental and Forest, Government of India and received a certificate for the same. My other academic achievements include participation in International Mathematics Olympiad, Green Olympiad, National Science Olympiad in NTFC or NSTC. All of whose results are yet to be declared, and yet also I'll be appearing for the International English Olympiad in January 2012. So these portfolios play a great role in talking about the students' achievements also. When a student goes from one class to the other, if these portfolios are passed on from one teacher to the other, they get to know a lot about the students. I guess, like, I really find it very interesting that we can also start making, getting our students preparing these portfolios for them where, like when Vipin ma'am also came last time in one of the sessions, the other side, she mentioned about it. In this way, we can get to know that in which subject is the student improving, in which subject does the child need little more help. And when, say for example, from class 6, if I was a teacher, class teacher there, and if that is passed on to 7th class teacher, then she will know that what are the talents or capabilities of the child, what is the child good at, where he needs our help. So this is something which is very good and which can be really helpful, not just for the child but also for us. And if the child is making an exemplary one, we can also show it to the other students where they can get an idea about it and they can also be inspired from it. That yes, one child is doing this, so I may also like start participating in many more such activities. Yes, newspapers, what are yours?
अभी ट्रायल हो रहा था, थोड़ा सा पीछे हो जाइए आप लोग, और आगे आ गए हैं। Go back, ठीक है? जहाँ पेपर जाम हुआ, पैर बाहर नहीं होना चाहिए, ठीक है? पैर बाहर नहीं होना चाहिए, पेपर से बाहर पैर आप लोगों ने वो देखिएगा कि पैर बाहर
Reporting 7 o'clock will begin. Thank you.